Hi, yogis. Hey, it's Catherine with Restorative Yoga tonight, and we're in to do our restorative class. Uh, give you 35 minutes of love and let you on your way. Just get yourself ready for a wonderful rest of restorative class. So, what you're going to need is a bolster, a couple blocks, maybe a pillow or two, and definitely a blanket. And we're just going to explore some opening up and a little bit of love. Okay, we can do that, right? Anyway, it's nice to have you. If you want to go ahead and grab your things, you can do that, and we'll get set it up. I'm going to get started here in just a couple of minutes, so we'll do that. Also, I'm going to be drawing from my healing, wisdom of healing oracle cards. Sorry about that. Grabbing them here, and I also, as I've kind of encouraged all of you to do, is to I've got a wipe here to cleanse the soles of my feet, just to keep them healthy and keep that grime, dirt, negativeness off my mat. So I always encourage you to do that. You can use a washcloth or uh, face wipe or baby wipe, something like that. That just kind of keeps the negative energy off of your feet, off your mat. Good stuff, huh? So our restorative class is set to uh, just really find a little bit of balance, a little bit of love within us, and it's all good. It's a good class. Nothing crazy. Take it where you need. We use the props. This is one of those classes that you definitely use the props in to, um, you just need them. Prop yourself up, fill yourself in. Don't want anything hanging. We want things supported so that the body and the fascia and the tissues can all open up and be nice and supported as we move in and out of these postures. So, anyway, so good. Shuffling my deck. Give you a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. Sounds good. So, what is with this weather, huh? All interesting stuff. So, it's summertime definitely here. And the southeastern Washington state, we're getting those thunderstorms and rain showers and hot sunny days and all that good stuff. Last night I looked out the windows while I was preparing dinner and noticed it looked like there was some rain coming down on one of the houses behind us on the roof. The roofs looked wet. And the sunshine's out there. It was so strange. So strange. And so I looked out, and sure enough, it was raining. So kind of poked my head out further and looked for a rainbow, and I did find one, a nice big one. So it's a surprise it was there. Yeah. So, okay. Give yourself another minute. Get yourself settled in. If you find yourself in a seated position, that's going to work just fine. And all good. Right. So while we're doing that, I have my cards. This is the Wisdom of Healing cards. And nice deck. I really like this deck. And I've shuffled it. Get it all ready. All good. And get us ready. Okay. So you're ready? All right, let's get started. So find yourself in a seating position, and I'm going to grab a card from our oracles first for our practice. And you can always figure out if you have something setting your intention, drawing your own oracle cards. If you have a deck there at home, or maybe a book that you're reading from, and you want to read something, special, why not do that, right? So anyway, again, I'm Catherine, and this is Restorative Yoga, teaching on the Lotus of the Moon Live page. Lots of classes live, lots of classes back in our archives, in the replay, if you will. You choose what you need. And classes are by donation or free. You pay if you can, only if you can. That's how we work it. And different things. So anyway, as we move through this stay-at-home time of our lives, having the classes with teachers that you know, comfortable friends, it sometimes makes it a little bit more easy, like comforting. So I'm glad I can offer this for you. All right. So for tonight's card, it says do less. And we have, it looks like, I don't know, some person. I'm assuming it's a lady, but I'm not going to say that. So there's a, looks like juggling many things and doing lots of things. Balancing all over. All right. And the lesson for today, is assess your level of doing for others. Examine whether you've overextended yourself to the point where you've become unnecessarily exhausted. Why is that? Is your health worth it? Your goal. To confront your core reasons for risking your health unnecessarily. Do less. I'll read it at the end too. Right. So find yourself in a seated position and let's get ourselves ready. You can have your bolster, your blanket underneath your sits bones, maybe even a pillow, and we'll just work a little bit on our breath because that's a good thing, right? So just start to find yourself seated into the earth and start to pay attention to your body and how things are feeling. Maybe do a scan through your body. Just let that breath flow in and out of you in its most natural way, through the nose and out through the nose. And as you scan through your body, maybe start down at the feet and draw your awareness up the legs. And doing that little easy scan, seeing how things are feeling, bringing it up toward your hips, your belly and your low back, to the chest and the shoulders and down to the fingers. Back up to the shoulders and the neck, recognizing any tension you might have there in your back, and finally letting it drift up to your head. Let that breath move in and out of you, a nice, easy, connected breath. Don't force it, just let it be. Allow that breath to move its way down, that awareness down through your body. Stopping any place that might be tender or needing a little bit of extra love. And finally letting it float all the way down through the legs to settle down at your toes. We take a breath in. Let a breath go. Breathe in. Exhale, release. Maybe finding your eyes drifting closed. And don't worry if it gets quiet, I'm still here. Your next exhale, let all of the air go. And your inhale through your nose with those lips sealed. Sit a little taller and breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Nice and easy, nice fluid, gentle breath here. Breath in. Breath out. Breathing in. Exhale, let it go. Fluidly in. softly out. Just continue that breath. Maybe a little more air with each inhale. Maybe a little more air out each exhale. With your next inhale, let's bring those hands up high overhead. Reach them up and exhale them into your heart center. Do this 2 more times. Reaching up, palms come together and they glide down toward your heart center. Last time, breath in, sit a little taller, draw your spine up strong, and exhale, bring those hands right into your heart center, palm to palm. Let the thumbs rest there at your breastbone, slightly tucking your head, bowing the chin to your chest. Close those eyes. And here, honor, find, set that intention, your dedication to your practice, kind words to another, maybe just love. And when you've sealed that intention in nice and close, take another breath in. Exhale, release. And we inhale, let's bring those hands up high overhead, reaching them up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Let your left hand come to the top of your right thigh and bring that right hand behind you. We're just going to warm up our spine a little bit. Pressing deep into that palm. Don't lean into it. Press into it. Sitting nice and tall here. And we're going to inhale big and start to look over that right shoulder and exhale. Stay nice and tall. A little bit of a twist through the body. Breath in. Breath out. One more time. Big breath in. Breath out. Oh, feels so good. Nice and slowly bring yourself back up into center. Let the palms rest on your lap and roll those shoulders up and down and back. All right? We're going to find stillness, bringing that right hand to the top of our left thigh, and the left hand, just bring it real close by our body. The arm rests up against the spine near the back, and the palms deep into the earth. Big breath in. Exhale, turn and look over that left shoulder. Breath in. Exhale, turn and look over that left shoulder. Don't fall. Just stay nice and strong here. One more breath. One more exhale. A little bit of a twist. Slowly bring yourself back up into center, letting those hands rest on your thighs and rolling those shoulders up and down one more time. Right. Okay. Now I want you to bring those hands right to the tops of your ankles. We're right in the front of you. All right. Just let the arms kind of hang there. All right. And then we're going to sit nice and tall. Straighten that spine. Maybe feel your sits bones really anchor into the earth. And then exhale, bring that chin in toward your chest. Separate your teeth. Let your jaw be soft here. All right. And a breath in. Bring the chin back up to center and let that back of the head hang heavy. A little bit of a stretch. Those shoulders. And softly exhale, bring the chin back down. One more inhale. Bringing the chin up. The back of the head hangs heavy. And then bring the chin into center. We're going to glide that right ear over toward the right shoulder. Now bring the shoulder up. Let's keep the shoulders nice and flat. Just find a little bit of a stretch, opening up that left side of the neck, back into the shoulders. Inhale back to center, and then let's glide that left ear over toward the left shoulder. A nice big stretch. Use your breath. Inhale back to center. Drop the chin down toward your chest. Separate those teeth once more. And inhale, big in breath. Back of the head hangs heavy, chin and eyes to the sky. Softly bringing the chin back into center. We're going to bring our right hand out to our side body, maybe tapping it down onto the earth. Sitting tall here, we're going to inhale, bring that hand up. The fingers come up about 2 or 3 inches. You're sitting nice and strong. Shoulder, elbow, and finger are nice and straight. Taking a breath here. Bring that left hand to the top of the right side of your head and just assist, bringing that left ear over toward the left shoulder. Push those right fingers away. Okay, nice big stretch of that right side body. Releasing the fingers on the top of the head, letting them drift to your lap. Slowly bring your head back into center and walking that right hand to your lap. Shoulders, roll them if that feels good. All right, and we're going to go to the other side. So let's bring that left hand over to the floor. Pointing the pinkies and the fingers all the way down. Right hand's on top of the lap. Just going to lift that left hand up just a little bit. Feeling a nice strong shoulder to fingertip reach. All right. And taking that right hand, bringing it to the top of our left head. Slowly, slowly. Just guiding that right ear toward the shoulder. Feels so good. Maybe you feel your eyes feel heavy here. Mine always close. Always do. All right. And then slowly release the top of the head, bringing that right hand to your lap. The chin comes back into center, and we glide our left hand to our thighs, rolling the shoulders up and down and back. All right? And are we ready? I'm ready. I hope you are too. So let's bring ourselves to our mat. Actually, if you are on your mat, yay. I just never seem to start on my mat. I always seem to be a little bit further. I think it's just because I want to be close to you. Okay? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take that blanket that you have brought out, kind of fold it almost square, all right? Because here what we're going to do is we're going to roll it a little bit, just enough that you have about half of the blanket rolled up and about half sticking out. And you've got this little bit of like a, I don't know, a torito, taquito, something. And then what we're going to do is we're going to lie that across our mat. All right. Now, if you were on your mat and you were lying down on your mat, kind of think about where the backs of the arms or the shoulders would lie down, because that's where we want that little roll to be. Okay. So I'm going to move my feet so you can see it. Okay. So I've got, I don't know. I've got about, I'd say 15 inches of mat above my blanket, and I've got the little excess of the blanket rolling down here, and then I've got the rest of my mat going off to my left. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to lie down on our mat. Okay. So just position yourself so that maybe your sits bones are pretty much in the middle of your mat. Okay. And then we're just going to do is lie down so that that roll is right underneath our shoulders. It's an extension right underneath the armpit out toward the elbow on both sides. And so when you bring your arms out and let your shoulders and your head hang heavy, feel a little bit of a push between the shoulder blades. Okay, and you might need to adjust yourself. This shouldn't hurt. Okay, it's just going to be there. Just a little bit of a raise, if you will, up there in the ribs. Now your feet, I'd like you to do is I have mine out nice and long, and that just doesn't feel right. So I'm going to do is I'm going to bend my knees, and I bring the soles of my feet to the mat, but I want to walk my heels so that they are just gently on the edge of the mat, but my toes are draped off. Okay, and my arms are out just right above that blanket, kind of in a capital letter T. All right, and your knees pointing to the sky. Go ahead and drop the knees together so that you're zipping up the inside of your thighs. Okay, now here, see what you can do to just kind of soften and let that low back from where that little roll is on the blanket. Let your whole back just start to feel heavy and press into the earth. You might feel your hips maybe slightly tuck it up a little bit. Maybe push that low back. And squeeze those knees together. Tuck your chin just a little bit. See if you can press your low back down into the mat. Squeezing those knees. Okay. Tuck the chin just a little bit. See if that helps. Right. And then nice and easy. Just take a breath in here and just let everything kind of go soft. Okay. Right. And maybe it feels good to keep those knees together. And maybe it feels good to let them separate and go back toward the sky. Don't walk your feet in. Just let them stay where they're at. Okay. We're going to do that again. So the heels are on the edge of the mat, toes are draped off, and just drop your knees together, zipping up those thighs. All right. And then right from where that roll is underneath your shoulders, I want you to start to press your spine down onto the earth. Tuck your chin, slightly rolling those hips up so the low back is really heavy into your mat. Okay. Your palms are up. They're just hanging there. They're not doing anything. Just hanging, okay? Tuck that chin just a little bit. Take a breath here. And slowly, slowly start to become soft again. Let everything just go back to normal, all right? Slowly walk your heels in just a bit, separating those knees, all right? And with that roll still into your arms, I want you to lower your legs over to the right. Just the knees, just a little bit. Okay. You're going to feel that left hip pop up, and that's all right. Okay, nice and easy. Inhale and bring your feet to the mat, knees to the sky, and let the knees drop over to the left. That right hip pops up. If you want to keep your eyes straight up overhead, you can. Or maybe it feels good to turn them sideways. I always like looking straight up. This really feels like a nice big stretch for me. Big inhale, bring yourself back up. Knees to center. Let's do that again. Let's drop the knees over to the right. Okay. This time, let's take that left hand and bring it up right up over your body, straight to the heavens. And then turn a little bit and let that left hand come over onto the right. The side of the face on that right side is into the mat. Palm to palm here. This nice big stretch through the hips. You may not find that your knees are right on top of each other. They might be staggered a little bit. That's okay. Right, just feel what feels comfortable for you. And then nice and easy, we're going to inhale and bring ourselves back up to center. So the easiest way is just to lift that left hand and start to roll yourself back up into center. Let the knees come up and let that left hand drop all the way back over to the left side. And just stay here in the center. Maybe drop the knees and inside thighs together and squeeze a little bit. Here's a good place to soften and separate those teeth, letting the jaw be relaxed. You'll feel it down into your chest. Great. Walk the knees apart, and nice and slowly. Let's separate and let those knees come over to the left. You can stay right here. And then we're going to bring that right hand right up over our chest, pointing to the sky. And slowly roll over, bringing that right hand to tap onto the left, rolling kind of over onto your left side, right? And let that left cheek and side of your face tap down on the earth. Feel a little bit of a stretch through the back, the hip, all the way down into the leg. Okay. Just allow yourself some nice, big, beautiful breaths just to really soften, address anything that's tight or tender here, okay? Use that breath. Right, and nice and easy, just like we did last time, we're going to bring ourselves back to our back. So just slowly start to bring that right hand up to the sky. And let your body just kind of roll onto the back, letting the knees come and bind to the center, and let the right hand come down. Okay. Now here, let's walk the soles of the feet together. And let the knees start to fall out, kind of finding that butterfly. All right. Not going to be here very long. Just stretching the inside of the thighs. All right. And still have that blanket underneath the shoulders. Maybe see what it feels like to walk the hands up over your head, letting the fingertips touch and the elbows are wide, kind of framing your face. A nice little diamond around your head with your arms. Okay. And then bring that left hand down to your belly and the right hand down to your chest. Just kind of feel here, right? Supporting those shoulder blades, that upper back, really stressed in these times of computer and TV and smartphone use. Right. Tuck your chin just a little bit. Right. And take your right hand and bring it to the outside thigh. Take your left hand and bring it to the outside left thigh. Slowly press those knees together. Just let them kind of close like you're closing the pages of the book. And then I want you to roll yourself over to the right side or left side, whatever side is easiest. Just hang here for a second. I'm going to walk my elbows in just a little bit, okay? It's not so tough with that blanket underneath there. Feels pretty good, okay? And then with the hands in front of my face, I'm going to slowly press myself up into a seated position. Oh, that feels pretty good, all right? We're going to take our blanket. Oh, don't move it too far away. What I want you to do is just to roll it up into a full little blanket roll, okay? And get ready, and we're going to put that underneath our knees, all right? Okay. And just let the legs go out nice and long. Now I'm sitting facing the camera. You might be sideways on your mat, and that would be awesome, all right? I want to just give you guys the full benefit of this. What I've done is I've taken that blanket and I've rolled it so it's underneath my knees. Okay, so then they're not hyperextended. A little bit of cushion behind those knees helps in the glutes, helps in the hamstrings, even helps up in the quadriceps. Okay, sometimes it just helps us to not get too tight. All right, my feet are in a nice lazy V, not too wide, not too tight, just comfortable, extended out from me. All right, and if you can, go ahead and reach over and grab your bolster or that heavy blanket. Just have it close by, okay? Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring our hands back behind us. Spread those fingers nice and wide and just kind of push them into the earth, all right? Both hands. And just kind of weigh heavy into them, right? Maybe you find yourself walking side to side just a little bit. Just a little bit, okay? And spread those hands nice and wide. Let them support you, okay? And what I want you to do is to take a big breath in and push into your hands. And then big exhale. And then just kind of roll so that your back just kind of closes in between those arms. And you tuck your chin in and maybe you flex your feet in. Okay, you're finding a nice big stretch through the front of the body. All right. And actually through the legs. But you're feeling it in the back as well. You're dropping that chin in. Right. Now keep those hands right where they are and start to press into them. And then just gently roll the belly up toward the sky. You're going to push it, push the chest, point your toes, let your head hang heavy, and those arms are nice and supporting you. You're finding yourself in a little seated cow. Feels good. All right, now nice and slow, let's just exhale and find that seated cat, because that's the first one. We're just going to pull those toes. We're going to push into our hands. We're going to soften the low back and let it just go nice and strong between those arms. Tuck the chin. Do it one more time. Let's inhale, bring ourselves back up into that seated cow. Lifting, really rolling that belly up, stretching through the front of the chest, dropping that head, hang heavy if it feels good, okay? All right, let's do that one more time. Nice and fluid, nice and slow. Just kind of rolling here. All right, just finding a nice big stretch. Spots that you didn't know were tight, letting that tightness go. I'm feeling it in my shoulders, team. And then nice and easy, let's make our way back up into that seated cow. So lifting, moving, opening up. And slowly bring yourself back up into center. Okay, bring your hands to your side of your thighs and then to your thighs. And let your hands come right to the tops of your knees. All right. I'm going to push your elbows out just a little bit. All right. I'm going to put a lot of weight into the knees. We're just going to use them for balance. All right. You've got that blanket underneath the knees. And I want you to do is nice and easy. Just slowly twist a little bit and bring that right shoulder kind of over toward the left knee. Maybe finding a little bit of a dip. Feel a stretch in the back. Right, inhale, bring yourself back up. And exhale, let's go over to the right side with that left shoulder. Yeah. Inhale, nice and easy up. Do it again. Why not, right? Let's drop our right shoulder over toward that left side of the body. A little bit of a twist here. Separating my teeth because my jaw seems like this. Feeling it in my low back. Inhale back into center. And let's bring it over to right side with that left shoulder. Right. You're just going what feels best for you. Nice and easy. Okay. Slowly bring yourself back up into center. And bring those hands back behind you. And just find a little wiggle. Moving that head and the neck. That feels good. Yeah, okay. Now we got our bolster. Okay. And what I want you to do is be sideways on your mat. Now you don't have to be sideways on your mat, okay? But what I'm going to do is we're going to take, actually if you are sideways on your mat, it's pretty cool because then it goes right into reclining goddess. But I'm not that way, but I can fix that because you know what? It's all yoga and I can move it, right? So I'm just going to put my blanket on the side, okay? I've got my bolster here, okay? All right. And if you have a block close by, which I do, you can put it right in between your thighs, right in between your knees. And you can take that bolster and you can put it right like a little wedge in between your legs. Your legs are separated, that blanket's behind your knees, okay? If you have another bolster or blanket and want to do this as a prop, you can, all right? Blocks work good too, okay? Just stay. Mine's like my dog, all right? So my legs are nice and flexed. Walking the toes. My sits bones in the earth. I'll lengthen up through that spine of mine. All right. And I'm just going to start to do is drop down onto my bolster. Okay, I'm going to bring my chest and my belly down onto the bolster. Bringing my hands to the top of my bolster is a nice little support. Okay, now you don't have to go all the way down. That's where an extra blanket or block comes in real nice. You can just kind of lower yourself down onto that, okay? And let your arms frame that bolster. And keep the softness in the toes and the knees. Feel the sits bones and that low back. Okay. And maybe you think, you know what, this feels pretty good, but I wonder if I can go deeper. Maybe you've got that block. You want to see if you can go a little deeper. So take a breath in, lift up, remove any props, and then see if you can just roll yourself nice and easy down onto your bolster, okay? And maybe the arms really feel okay. I can drop them down onto the earth, right? Now, I want you to know, you don't have to go this far. This is just what feels best for you, okay? But the whole idea is that our chin is supported. Our chest is supported. You're starting to feel some opening in that low back. Maybe it's going back down behind the knees. Move your feet just a little bit. Take a breath in and feel your lungs push your back up and away. As you exhale, see if you can sink just a little deeper, a little softer here. And those big breaths in, push those lungs open. And those big exhales, let yourself be soft. Give yourself 3 or 4 more breaths right here. Just getting heavy. nice and easy. If you have your hands down toward the mat, just push your fingers into the mat and start to support yourself up, pushing yourself up into that seated position. Bring that chin in toward your chest and let your shoulders, maybe just let them be soft. Maybe feel yourself push through your back, rounding in. And inhale, sitting nice and tall, filling those lungs up. Push the shoulders back. Maybe bring the elbows closer to your body. Lift the chin. And then exhale, bring yourself back into that easy center position. Maybe bring the ear over to the left side. Back to center, ear over to the right side. Back to center. Drop that chin one more time. Just keep nice and straight here. Inhale to center. Let the head hang heavy. Inhale to center. I got it. Okay. All right. So let's find our way into reclining goddess. Now, you notice you got your blocks and everything all set up here. And if you're smart and you don't need that blanket, you can scooch it out. Okay. If you've got blocks and blankets, prop them up underneath the sides here so that you can rest your elbows. Pillows work really good. Okay. And I'm going to move us into reclining goddess, which is our final posture. You can use it as your shavasana. If you've still got that rolled up blanket and you want to put it underneath your knees, you can. But you notice how I just kind of turned on my mat? Didn't bump up my setup here. Okay. So this is reclining goddess. It's got a bolster and a block underneath. All right. Now, you do not have to do that. If you want to remove the block completely and find yourself just nice and flat down on your bolster, you certainly can. If you don't even want to do reclining goddess and you just want to slide right into Shavasana, you go for it, okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to find myself working into my reclining goddess because I really like it. I think it's just a nice, honest way to finalize my restorative practice. I've got this blanket and it's underneath my knees just to support them a little bit. My feet are going to be a little bit wider than my hips because that feels good to me. All right. And then I've got my sits bones right up against my low back, right up against this bolster. Maybe walk myself just a little bit closer. Okay. And then I'm slowly going to do is align my low back, then my middle back, and my shoulders and the back of my head, and just kind of let that bolster support me. All right. Now, if you have your elbows, you don't want them hanging. So that's where that extra block or those pillows come into play. You put them right under the elbows and let them rest right there on both sides. Okay. And then the hands just tap down. All right. So take a breath in here and let it go. Big breath in. Well, the shoulders start to soften and wrap around the bolster. Exhale, release. Belly's soft. This time, take a breath in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause it here. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Let your breath find your own little rhythm as it goes in and with equal measure out. The heaviness, let it float through your body. tightness removed, places for healing to be. Eyes are probably closed, very heavy. Softness just seep through your body. That healing. Oh, you're welcome to stay right here, finding this for your final Shavasana. Or if you would like and need to, you can remove yourself out of reclining goddess and just come right into Shavasana. Do what feels best for you. As you're here in your Shavasana, remember, do less. Assess your level of doing of others, or doing for others. Examine whether you've overextended yourself to the point that you become unnecessarily exhausted. Why is that? Is your health worth it? Your goal to confront your core reason for risking your health unnecessarily. You're welcome to stay right here, enjoying the benefits of healing in Shavasana. Whenever you are ready, start to find some gentle movement with your toes and your fingers, moving your wrists, your ankles, allowing that movement to flow through your body. And gently find your way coming off of your bolster, gently rolling over to a side. Reconnecting with the earth beneath you. Walk your fingers closer to your face and easily press yourself to a seated position, letting the legs be crossed or long out in front of you. Closing our practice, we bring our hands high overhead and exhale those hands into our heart center. Namaste means the light in me honors the light in you. And I do. I honor the light, the love, beauty, the truth, the kindness in you, because it's in me too. And with these things shared, there's nothing different or distant between us. We are the same. and thankfully one. From my very grateful heart to yours, namaste. Thanks for spending time with me. Thanks for spending time for you. Have a great rest of your day. And until I see you again, be well.